Good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Let's Talk 3.0. Tonight, with our guests, we shed the light on some of the most hot topics about blockchain, metaverse, Web3, NFTs, virtual real estate, and fashion. With us now, our guest Felipe Salgado, who is the co-founder of AURADOGS, which is a DAO Web3-based animal punk movement that combines art and technology. Welcome, Felipe, and thank you for joining us here today at Let's Talk 3.0.
Awesome. Thank you for having me here.
It's quite interesting what you actually offer as your service. But before we start and to dig a little bit more deep about AURADOGS, Felipe, can you tell us and tell our audience in brief what does DAO stands for exactly and what is the purpose of a DAO?
Great question. First of all, a decentralized autonomous organization. It's basically the evolutions of NGOs, foundations that want to be globally have a jurisdiction globally that will let the community decide on what are the proposals and what are the actions that the community will reach in order to accomplish their mission. So a DAO basically, it's a community-based organization that is fully decentralized and allows the community to have participation with a governance token, which is basically a native language through cryptocurrency that allows people to actually have a right to vote on different proposals of the purpose of the creation of a DAO. So basically, it's an evolution of NGOs and non-profit organizations. It's the future of how we see governance and community take action into different missions around the world.
And what is the relationship between a DAO and an NFT and a non-fungible token? What would be the relationship between both?
Of course, it's a really a synergy between both because in our case, NFTs are created to actually provide and to airdrop you the power of governance inside the DAO. So whenever you purchase an NFT, you also get some tokens from the DAO. So as much NFTs that you can get from the project, that's the voting rights that you will get. But of course, we don't want whales to actually take decisions. We don't want big players to actually take all the big decisions. So we also set a mathematical algorithm in order for creating this power of governance. So whenever you purchase more than 5 NFTs, you only get 1 voting right. So that allows me and the project to actually take control of big players inside. So every community member only gets 1 voting right for every NFT that they purchase. And if they do more than 5, they only get 1 voting right as well.
And when you say purchase an NFT, so what does it really mean to own an NFT? What does that mean exactly? If I'm somebody who wants to purchase an NFT, what does that make me? What's my benefit?
Perfect. So first of all, we have to understand that NFTs are digital assets, that they could have so many different utilities inside their smart contracts that allows you to have a membership inside into a project, or it allows you to get governance tokens as well. In our case, there are both, but unlocks the feature to actually have a digital art really curated by world-class artists. In this case, that it's my co-founder Ramiro Alban, which is animal artist that was in the space before the actual NFT boom in the world. So right now that he can deploy a collection with NFTs to actually help animals in the world, that's not only it, because we told him that we need to take action with the social cause as well. So 50% of the royalties that every NFT sale will generate will go immediately to fund the DAO's treasury, right? So the DAO's treasury has been taken care by the community power of governance that every member purchases an NFT, and they're basically putting money to the savings account of the DAO that is being managed by their own community and code, and the algorithm takes action whenever it's a proposal that it's been accepted on the blockchain.
So Felipe, can someone pretend that he is an artist of somebody else's work, somebody else's NFT or token?
Yeah, that's why an NFT is really important, because that's the only proof that you're the owner of the real project. It allows you to actually prove that you're the member, you're the owner, and you're the one that becomes, in our project, you become a rescuer. So that's the first hack that we have inside our project, which is basically proving yourself that it's you that is taking action in the real world to rescue dogs. So we have a KYC process, which is know your customer, through a validation process, which is, for example, in this case, rescuing an animal on the street, on the jungle, in the desert, and then take action with your phone camera, and then fill up the form. And with those steps completed, we know exactly where you are and what is the actual rescuer doing in this place. So that's the way we reward our token holders, our NFT members, with our native crypto token, which is the Aura token.
If I'm an animal lover, do I have to own an animal and create an NFT according to the animal I own? Or is it something you provide for me? You give me options, for example. Basically, the question is, Felipe, like, does it relate to the real world by any chance, or it's all virtual?
No, not at all. We actually connect to both sides. And that's the amazing thing of our project, that we take the virtual world into the real world. What we do, for example, whenever we have a member that actually wants to portray their dog or their animal, they get connected to us and we do an interview, because what we work on is we read the auras of animals and human beings. And the R that is connected to our project is, that's why we're called the AURADOGS, because we create one-of-a-kind art pieces that connect, and they have and hold your energy and your animal energy into one-of-a-kind art piece. So what we do is, some of our NFTs that we consider the rare ones, they unlock the feature to actually portray one-of-a-kind portrait for your dog. But all of them, the rest, because we are launching 7,777 NFTs, most of them are created in layers, right, to create the metadata. And then the algorithm raffles itself and creates new images. They are all virtual images, but in some point they have energy of a real animal in the real world.
And I guess you're not only limited to dogs, right? You talk about pets in general.
Exactly, not only pets, but wild animals as well. Because what we do, what we set, is a framework to actually validate the animal activism, and people who wants to help, and they need first, I need to explain this, as in crypto, and the animal activism, there are so many scams out there that that's why we are an animal punk movement, because we create hacks in order to validate the scammers and not to onboard them into a real project like ours. So first of all, we curate all these animal activism around the world, that they are actually doing great work, and they probably are not connected to Web3. They probably don't know anything about crypto. So we're the bridge for them to actually get help from the crypto community. And then that's the first hack, the proof of donation, right? And then we go for the proof of rescuing, which is the KYC process, which is a really normal process in the crypto economy.
Felipe, KYC as in know your client, basically.
Exactly. So know your client is whenever you log in into your own account and you need a facial verification and then a two-factor verification. We do that in our process.
For security reasons.
Yeah, for security purposes, and as well to prove that you're rescuing a real animal in the real world. So you have to take a picture, and whenever you take a picture, we know your exact location and we know exactly what hour was that picture taken, and we can validate that rescue process.
Felipe, your project is very interesting, and I wish you all the best, absolutely. And we're looking forward to see you hopefully soon in Dubai when you visit. We'd like to meet you definitely face to face and probably have another interview with you going into more details, specifically about wild animals. That would be an amazing topic for our show. Thank you so much, Felipe, for joining us here tonight.
Thank you so much to you for having me here, and I hope I can visit you, as you mentioned, in person.